Capital News tonight. Government submits planning, preparations and budget. Trust in JWTZ grows in Sudan as they implement their duties. Simba's new member Asha Bara vows to improve women's soccer. Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. The 13th session of the 11th Parliament of Tanzania started in Dodoma region, and during the session the government presented guidelines relating to the preparations for its plan and its budget for the 2019-2020, 2020-2021 and for the 2021 and 2022 financial years. As he was presenting the plan to the House, the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Philip Mpango, said that during the 2019-2020 financial year, a total of 21.11 trillion shillings is expected to be devoted to normal expenditure, while a sum of 12.384.4 trillion shillings is expected to be spent on development activities.
Priority will be given as follows: energy, which will involve construction of a system of generating electricity in Ruviji Dam, construction of the central rail, and improving airways. Other areas which will be getting priorities: roads, bridges, ports, water transportation, telecommunication technology, investments and business.
Ardhi na maeneo ya uwekezaji na biashara.
Serikali kuchukua muda mrefu kufanya maamuzi kwenye.
The government takes long time in making decisions for the goodness of the citizens. For example, the iron project. Until now, the government hasn't made any decisions. The government hasn't invested enough in fishing industry. Apart from social security, which is weakening every day, these days a leader being shot in the public and famous people being kidnapped, there have been no more acts, which will never attract potential investors which help in building our economy.
Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has directed chief medical administrators of regions and districts to ensure that drugs which help in the safe delivery of newborns are made available and given to expectant mothers without any hindrances. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan said this when launching a national campaign in Dodoma region to increase accountability where both maternal and child mortality is concerned.
All regional and district doctors must make sure that the medicine is available and is prescribed to expectant mothers without any restrictions. My fellow citizens, some issues require diligence. You find in some cases an expectant mother comes to seek treatment, yet you fail to check protein in urine, which doesn't require a lot of effort to take a sample. A lot of expectant mothers die because of severe bleeding before and during delivery. This is about 20%. Epilepsy counts for 17% and 19% is from other complications. Complications before, during and after delivery was as a result of a lack of medical center close to people's residential areas.
The chairman and management of IPP is saddened to announce the death of one of the founders of IPP Group of Companies, Mercy Anna Mengi. Mercy Anna Mengi passed away on the 31st of October 2018 at Mediclinic Morningside Hospital in Johannesburg, South Africa, where she was receiving treatment. The body of the late Mercy Anna Mengi is expected to arrive in Dar es Salaam on the 7th of November 2018. A last respects service will be conducted at Azania Front Church on the 8th of November 2018 at 12 noon, and she will be buried at Machame Moshi, Kilimanjaro region on Saturday 10th November 2018. May she rest in eternal peace. The Director General of the Zanzibar Utilities Regulatory Authority, Zura, Haji Kali Haji, has said that the problem of a lack of petrol on the Isles stems from the fact that 2 out of 3 oil tankers have broken down. Haji Kali Haji said that Zura is in the process of partnering with the Zanzibar Petroleum Company, which is the only company in the Isles having perfectly functioning ships.
One ship brings Spirit, owned by United Petroleum, and the other one is from Mkombozi, hired by GAPCO. Mkombozi has a dry dock in Mombasa. This is not usual, but it has happened.
Our main
problem is the Mtoni port. The small ships that we rely on cannot meet the increase in demand. In year 2007, Zanzibar used to consume about 15 million liters, but now we require 160 million liters per year, which is a big increase.
Residents of Igogwe village in Buhigwe district, Kigoma region, have successfully completed preliminary construction on a bridge that joins their village with other villages after starting their construction 3 years ago as a result of a 17,500 per person contribution, which led to a total of 24 million shillings that helped the completion of that step and for the bridge to be usable.
So then we are asking the government, our bridge doesn't have the standards to even handle passage of cars. We are asking for the contribution from them. As citizens, we have done this great act, which you can vividly see. Now we are asking the government, through our district commissioner, our regional commissioner of Kigoma, and our president, John Joseph Magufuli, we are asking for a permanent bridge. And I'm admitting that our kids, mothers, have died on this river. This is a very big river, especially during rainy seasons. So this is a big step now, the government, to oversee this is completed.
Tanzania Electrical, Mechanical and Electronic Services Agency, TEMESA, spent more than 60 million shillings in order to repair the MV Chato ferry, which has the capacity to carry 200 passengers and 6 small vehicles. As of today, on November 6th, the MV Chato ferry will begin to carry passengers to the following areas of Ikumbaitale, Izumacheli, Muharamba, Senga, Bukondo, and Bwina in Geita region.
The reason why we are doing the renovations is to make sure that the security of the ferry is improved. And this is standard procedure. You see, vessels are used to ferry vehicles and goods as well as people, which play a big role in the economic growth. We have formed a task force that will be in charge of carrying out inspection and doing repair work on all ferries, so that to make sure that maintenance is now done on time.
Mkarabati wa MV Chato kwa takriban leo tunakuwa tumeukamilisha.
Maintenance work on MV Chato has been completed today so that the ferry can resume services. We have a 3-month contract to carry maintenance work on MV Singerema, of which we'll do our best to finish on time.
The road safety police force in the country has been forced to disperse plainclothes police at Ubungo bus stand in Dar es Salaam so as to prevent increase in fare prices that began at the stand. The bus station, which has had a long-standing tradition of increasing ticket prices towards the end of the year, causing problems for passengers, might be sanctioned. Residents of Uparo village in Kilimanjaro region have complained to Tanzania Electricity Supply Company TANESCO for skipping some parts of Madengeni suburb when they were providing the 3rd phase and first round of REA services, leading the suburb not to have had electricity since this country received independence. The chairman of the suburb, John Kessie, said that during implementation of the REA projects in the suburb, which has 100 wards, 80 will receive the service, leaving 20 in darkness.
My village has 180 homes. The ones who got this rare electricity is 80 homes only. When they started measuring, they say the electric columns are old. They're 11 years and more. And they tried doing wiring without any success. These electric columns have been kept for 80 years. Now we don't know the purpose of keeping them for a long time. While now they are trying to keep REA, they cannot do so. We don't understand. The citizens are complaining. They've been dropped on this project. Some have got and some missed. But the plan of the government is that every citizen gets electricity. REA has phases. We started the first and second phase. Now we're in the third, part 1. So I just assure citizens that no one will be left out on the REA project as the government has planned.
Residents of Nanjilinji A, Kilwa District, Lindi region have received 800 million shillings in 5 years since 2012 as part of sales for logs from the village's forest, including logs from trees called mpingo.
The 2 forests have been certified using international standards, and every year the forest goes an examination done by international examiners. Between 2012 and 2017, 812,597,513 worth of revenue was earned from the forest. We'll keep improving the market. As you know, every effort counts. At Sound and Fair, we purchase logs from the village and process it later to be sold abroad and used to make music instruments. The logs fetch very high prices. I would prefer if we had more of our own industries and use the wood to make various items, because it would act as a catalyst to protect our forests and in return benefit the economy.
And that is all for national news. International news is up next.
An unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
And in international news, confidence in JWTZ in defense and safety has continued in Darfur, Sudan, due to the way they've been implementing their responsibilities there. Apart from their responsibilities in defense and safety, JWTZ, through its 12 Tanzabat 12 force, has had the opportunity to visit those affected by what happened in Korabeche village and provided donations to the orphans living in a difficult environment.
Let us support our fellows. They need our support from all of us. We are begging you to also put your efforts in this move. He has agreed to participate fully. The people from Korabeche village and the support from the church is not something small.
International non-government organizations, these NGOs in Burundi, have started to re-register themselves after they were suspended last month.
At this time, 25 international organizations have been registered. It is high time to send our appreciations to organizations that accepted to adhere to the government directive. However, there are other 11 organizations that are still completing their registration process procedures. We are urging these organizations to wind up the exercise and submit their documents to institutions and departments concerned.
En charge des ONG pour compléter leur dossier.
Army officers in the Democratic Republic of Congo have apprehended army officers from Burundi who crossed the border to search for Burundi rebels without an agreement from Uvira district in Kivu South.
Two Burundi soldiers were arrested after they lost direction. They were found in Sange village and then arrested. One cannot travel from their homes and come to fight at your home grounds. You can't remain silent. My call to the government is to deal with all of those responsible accordingly.
The Nurses Union in Kenya is now blaming the government for giving out permits to fake nurses in Kenya, allowing them to provide medical services and own clinics. This is after a video was spread out on social media showing a man who was claimed to be a nurse raping patients at Kayole area in Nairobi. This is not the first time this man has been accused of rape. In 2015, he was caught on surveillance cameras doing the same thing to patients who were going to his clinic in Githurai before moving to Kayole.
What we are saying is that the video that went viral yesterday on social media, there was a person claiming to be a health attendant who does ridiculous things which are against ethics of our profession. We as nurses, we are officially stating that we do not know who that person is. He does not have the permission, and according to our constitution, he is not a nurse. We are calling up on the responsible institutions to deal with him accordingly.
And that is all for international news. Do stay with us. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and let's move on to business news. New Zealand has pledged to build a large and modern factory for processing avocado oil in the country after discovering that Tanzania has a significant amount of superior quality avocados in comparison to other African countries.
And I know that they want to put a plant here, so that they can actually do the pressing here in Tanzania.
Please.
Because I think at the moment, I think you have to go to Zambia or to, I think, Kenya maybe.
Okay.
And of course, as you and I know, then you've got transport costs and all of those sorts of things. And you can actually do it here. It's much more efficient.
Yes. We have a very nice avocado here. In Iringa, in Jombe, we're producing a lot of avocados. So tell the people to come and invest, please.
I will.
You tell them, please. We have a lot of avocados. Tutapata kiwanda kwa ajili ya kufanya extract.
We will get a factory for extracting avocado oil because we have many producers of avocado, and good environment for growing avocado in Njombe, Iringa, and so many other regions in the country. He has promised me on avocado investors will come and invest here in Tanzania from New Zealand.
The delegation of businessmen from Egypt that is in the country in order to invest in various areas, including agriculture and medical drugs, has said they've decided to invest in Tanzania due to presence of various business opportunities, as well as a good environment set by the government through Tanzania Investment Center, TIC.
We had a presentation today from Tanzania Investment Center highlighting sectors like fisheries, livestock, and also drugs and medicine. And we already have many Egyptian companies are interested and are in the process of negotiating joint ventures in medicine and in fertilizers. And also we have a presence of Egyptian companies working in infrastructures and in building. So already the Egyptian delegation are very happy.
Areas of investments that we see as a great opportunity to them includes industrial sector, pharmaceutical industries, electricity projects, among others. There are some of the investors who are looking for business opportunities of import and export between Tanzania and Egypt.
Some farmers of tobacco in Namtumbo district, Ruvuma region, have commended the government as well as Songea and Namtumbo main cooperative union in Ruvuma for continuing to revive farming of the harvest so as to increase their incomes.
Last year, there was a challenge of fertilizer. We ended up with poor harvest. This year, our expectations are high because we got fertilizer in time. We have advised the government that there are bigger markets for tobacco in Egypt. Unfortunately, Tanzania is not a member of COMESA, making us charge more taxes when we send our products there. We have asked the government to sign a bilateral trade agreement so that we can sell tobacco to them. The traders from Egypt have approved to buy 9,000 tons of tobacco.
And that's all for business news. Sports follows just next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Sean Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang, bang. Boogie to up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette.
With Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports, Simba's newly elected member, Asha Bara, who is the only female who received the highest number of votes in the elections, has vowed to improve women's soccer in the club.
I'm not talking about Simba Queens alone. I'm talking about sports in general. Because in earlier days when I was registering to be a member of Simba, there was even a boxing team. There were a lot of women. There was a women union format, and that is why I took the form late, after asking myself, why do women refrain from contesting? As you can see, even in the board, I am the only woman going to sit with 7 men.
Tanzania Footballers Association Sputanza has told the National Football Federation TFF to work on the issues concerning players' wages since some teams are not paying their players on time.
Sasa hivi shirikisho FIFA linasema usipomlipa mshahara mchezaji miezi miwili mfululizo kwa sababu maalum.
FIFA is against not paying a 2-month salary consecutively, even for a definite reason, because in players' contracts there is nowhere written that they will pay when the team gets sponsors. That is a contract. When you read a player's contract, it is written contract of employment. That means that the player is employed.
Jamal Murray scored a career-high 48 points, including 19 in the fourth quarter, and the Denver Nuggets overcame a sluggish start to beat the Celtics 115-107 this morning. Here is more on this story.
The point guard knew he was on form. His first jumper, a deep three-pointer, realized he might have ruffled some feathers with his last and even deeper three in an effort to score 50. My motion took over as it normally does when I get going like that, Murray explained. Murray was feeling it all night, hitting 19 of 30 shots, including 5 threes. He had 2 attempts to reach 50 points in the final seconds, but missed a reverse layup and then that 3 at the buzzer, one that bothered the Celtics with the game already decided. Nuggets coach Michael Malone said the veterans on his team talked to Murray about the late shot.
Slavisa Jokanovic says his future as a Fulham boss is outside of his control after defeat at Huddersfield left them bottom of the Premier League.
5 points from 11 games, having conceded 29 goals, although last week reports stated Fulham owner Shahid Khan was willing to give the Serb more time. I'll follow my plan and I must find the solution, he told BBC Sport. Timothy Fosu-Mensah's 29th minute own goal separated 2 sides. Fulham managed 7 efforts on goal against the Terriers, but only 1 on target. German midfielder Andre Schule did find the net, but Alexander Mitrovic was charged to be offside in the build-up.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to prepare this bulletin for you, thank you for watching and have a good night.
Welcome, karibuni sana.
Catch up with all the entertainment